Hello and welcome. I think I'm live. I'm not too sure. I can't lower the light either. I don't think. How are you? How's everyone? Thank you for holding on in general. (177). If anyone would say like to say something in the chat because I can't see anything. Oh, okay. Hi guys, girls, diamond avatars. So imagine no limitations because they're all imagined, they're not real. Okay, so I was wondering, should I do like a recorded or a live? But anyway, the verdict was live. So, how are you doing? How's everyone? Electronics for me are going a bit crazy lately, and as well as my eyes. So I don't know if I can see, read, or anything is working yet. So things are working. How are you doing? So we had a few M-class layers. We had a Schumann resonance whiteout, the strongest yet for the last few days. We're getting nice increments, and that's just the measurables. Hi, Master R, Venus, Shekina, Ronnie, Pretty, Shimmer and Soul, Charlotte, Earth Sign, Nitha 22. There is only one of us here, indeed. You have been listening, and I do really believe. One from my group container did say the other day, she gave me really lovely feedback of like, actually following what I'm saying and sharing does help a lot within a short amount of time. Like, this is not coming from ego. I'm like, hey, guys, listen. Listen to what I'm saying. Do it. And we'll be all good. Seriously. And I'm listening to myself most of the time. And obviously we all have struggles. So it's all good. So anyway, hello everyone. And I don't know if I have been doing a live for a while. Anyway, it's just a general celebration. We are anchoring here. There are a few things I want to transmit, like actually a lot of things. There's so many light codes, so many downloads coming in. So it's like, it's ultimately activating from inside of you. It's your cellular memory that's been ignited and reawakened from inside of your sacred crystal heart. So like the Kryst seed atom is about to burst fully open. Like that was so much to do with the activation and group call we just did for the 13th. If you want to take part, I don't have the details right now below in the description box, but I will do later. It's a little bit, just a lot going on. So I'm trying to catch up on the electronics and links and organization. Anyway, so this is the family gathering generally. So I'm calling this in multidimensionally, as I have done for a while, but also with the Ascension Express and the return of the Essenes, an original gray line container that I've been holding since April, and it has been beautifully co-creating as one with all what is being made accessible right now. Like we have taken over the Dreamfield. This is it. So it's like, remember, all of this is imagination. It's a projection of the one consciousness. This is where we get to change it ultimately, but obviously there are many layers to all of this, as well as every now moment, everything will and is changing in a blink of an eye, because it's the only true reality there ever has been, ever was, ever will be, that we are remembering again. Atana atara askana shkesh kesh kesh ku una deate. So especially for the twin flames right now, it's like, but there's been a lot of fear, a lot of opposing energies, a lot of friction, a lot of bipolar energies, a lot of interference, a lot of just, karmic energies, etc., words. Ultimately, all inversions within a consciousness and fears. So the old programming that has kept them apart, and that is fully dissolving within the sea of pure, true, divine love right now. Utuna ena sakaras kushkushkuna ena diet. It's beyond words. What I transmit are mainly energies and frequencies. Te e sanata. And we all do. Because people can say a lot of stuff and I don't mean it. To aina tadata. You have to read with your whole body. As you are in your true, authentic, eternal self, you know how to read everyone and everything, every situation, place, thing, all of it. Reality, because it's yours. You are the creator of all of it. So until you have fully taken back all of your responsibility and accountability of your realities, you're not quite there yet. And that's totally fine. And we're all getting there as one. It's both ends. But we all need to do this. We all need to really quantum leap and jump really, really, really high right now. Really high. Because you need to dissolve the matrix, which is based on fear, illusions, inverted thought forms that have never been real, never have been real, ever, to begin with. Asanati is kush kuna atanata. And I feel like a freaking teacher today. I don't know. Anyway, it's my outfit as well as. And tomorrow, so just before I forget, for those part of my Seeing Grey Line container and the Ascension Express, which is the monthly membership, those details are below. We are going to do a family gathering tomorrow, Sunday, the 17th. And today is, today the 16th. And it is confusing. So today the 16th of the 7th, 2023, which is another 777 date, we are going to do a family gathering. I'm going to post this within the group chat and the membership container. So those who have signed up to the monthly membership, the Ascension Express, I will post this after the video, all the details for tomorrow's family gathering, what it will be. And I want to invite everyone to this, multidimensionally, everyone. All across time and space. Which is all of us as one. Those in alignment with true divine will and the law of one. To tomorrow at 5:55 UK time, aka today, so the 16th of July 23, 5 p.m. 55 UK time, to multidimensionally, or if you're part of those containers, you will get my, the Zoom call in details, together. So let us imagine multidimensionally or on the call, and I can't make this available to everyone. I just can't. This is just how it has to be for now, to keep those containers really pure and at its highest vibration and frequency. They're very sacred to me. And let us, though, because they're just placeholders, okay? It doesn't matter what containers we create. When we talk about containers, it's like, ultimately, it's a blueprint we hold. So I hold a cosmic Kryst blueprint within myself, within the containers I create, and we are reassembling or have reassembled, remembered, reclaimed all of our keys, codes, quantum, which is AKA consciousness, all of our divine blueprints to fully ignite now heaven on earth. And we have all done this as one. It doesn't matter whether you have like worked with me more closely or not, okay? But those who do work with me more closely are being accelerated, or at least if they want to do the work, again, you know, you need to still do the work, obviously, and want to be part of this, as in everybody. Again, we all got sovereign, free, right freaking now, especially now. It's all been reclaimed. Reclaim this, all of your body parts, all of your sacred keys and codes, all of your quantum, which is all of your consciousness, right now, right here. Divine feminine, masculine energies, principles, fully unified as one, rebirthing the cosmic Christ child. It's done. But you still need to pick up on those codes yourself. It's the both ends. Each one, especially on New Earth, has full accountability and responsibility for their own realities, for their own divine blueprint. So what is it worth to you? And who we connect with, the groups and the people, places, things, is really, really important, always has been, and especially now, because as all of the invasion timelines, all of these fallen timelines have cleared, you now need to make a choice. It's like, have you learned from your mistakes over the eons? Are you going to make different choices? What is really important to you? Are you going to listen to the ones who are just like kind of, you know, reciprocating what others are saying? You know what I mean? There's so much distortion out there in the spiritual religious community. You seeing through, you knowing which groups and people to connect with is key. In you finding your true soul family. And you can do this as you are truly aligned with your true north, your true self, which is what we are going to do on the 17th. So Monday. It's funny to talk about time, and I still need to finish the post. The invitation for that call. So again, the Ascension Express details are below, are for basically all calls and activations this month with me. Price at 111. And we're going to have a special family gathering tomorrow, and I'm going to post this along with another bonus tonight in the. So basically, if you're a member and sign up, you see everything like exclusive in the membership area. And I'm going to post some bonuses, and one of them is tomorrow's kind of family gathering. So whether you're part of this or not, okay, just tune in during that time, 5:55 p.m., because it's just a placeholder. Again, it doesn't matter what group we create, okay, physically or kind of, you know, not artificially, but you get me, more energetically, whilst we still deal with AI. And it's really, I can see what we're calling everything in, because we've really taken over the dream field. And again, like, you know, I can't make this available to everyone, and I need to keep these containers the way they are. It just has a really higher purpose, the way as I had to raise my price. And if it triggers you, whatever, it all has a higher purpose. It really does. And if you give money, you really need to give it from an open heart. The same as I give from an open heart. And then you make it open to, okay, do you appreciate what I'm doing? Then thank you, you know, for a love donation to support my work in the channel and everything I do and give. And I had to balance it. And I know as I do these things, everybody in the field is balancing. That's the effect you have, especially as you know what you're here to realign within the field and correct. And as you do this, as you are that embodiment, everything realigns in our reality. Because the super empath has to cure the narcissist, like the overgivers have to stop overgiving and have to stop feeding those people who are draining us and who are not getting it in whichever way, shape, or form that plays out. Because everything that's happening on this reality, again, no matter how many people are watching, listening, whatever, is having a multidimensional effect on all the other layers and levels of reality. So me doing what I'm doing, it doesn't matter whether you make more money or not. It's like when you reclaim your true worth and power, and for example, like raise your prices, like, slightly, and I don't know, just as an example, and stop giving away everything for free. Believe me, your field will balance, because if you are upset with like giving everything away, and again, I'm speaking from experience, and people are not giving enough back, it's because, again, the takers will not stop taking, and they still will moan about it, make you responsible maybe if they're going through some clearing, and still want to take more, and they will never stop unless you say stop. So what has happened also is like, so the divine feminine, as she fully realizes and reclaims her power, which is her gift, her abilities, her healing power, again, within us all, men and women alike. This is an androgynous blueprint we are anchoring. The Kryst Saphira, the Kryst Sophia, Diamond Rainbow Plasma Aurora Light Body, and Makara Vehicle. Usuna tekena ai tu ku ska aish ku ta. Transcending all judgments, opinions, divisions, distorted polarity consciousness fully in this moment right freaking now. Because we had enough of this. You remember who you truly are, which is masculine, feminine, embodied as one. And I can't remember where that conversation started. I was getting somewhere with that. I could go all places with that one, but you get it. So anyway, you really need to right now know who and what to connect with. And you will be shown the real friends, the people who are real, and those who've been lying, deceiving, whatever, all along. But ultimately, true understanding why they are the way they are, even the most, dire beings you can imagine in this omniverse, you have to just understand how could you get there. It starts slowly by you ultimately giving your power away, not trusting your heart. We all have given our power away to the mind, who is ultimately weak if you're disconnected with the heart from source. It's all one. I mean, like right now, it's like, this is when pigs fly. This is one of my favorite jokes. It's an inside kind of joke I have with my daughter and her dad. So, and I told him today, this is when pigs are going to fly. And I'm looking forward to his apology. So, you have to keep your wits about you. You have to know your truth right now. And you're not giving in. Doesn't matter how much anyone is screaming, crying, causing drama, trying to trigger you on your reality. You are co-creating all of this. And you're here to fully set yourself free right now. Again, if you want assistance with this, the call from the 13th of reclaiming your sovereign self, God so sovereign self, Christ child, that was super powerful. It's well worth every cent and beyond. And again, I can't make them available for free anymore, just for energetic purposes, because again, I give away freely still loads and have done. I've got a big, kind of mountain about to hit me with all the abundance, because it is like what you give out, you get back. Ultimately, it's just that it's been a bit distorted here, yeah? So our abundance coming back to us of everything we have given freely from the heart, as well as there needs to be some justice, of course. If there would be no justice, if there would be no cause and effect, it would be pretty basically useless doing, anything for good. And this is what those with the reptilian mind, or those more anchored in those blueprints, more focused on material on the material illusion in order to feed themselves have fallen for. You need to understand we're here to balance it all. It's not like you need to forsaken everything material. It's you understanding it's from the outside telling you what to create because you hold the codes and keys and the blueprints for creation. It's you informing reality now of what to create. You are now in charge of the dream field. This is huge. Asuna Teake. You have to become the master of the dream. This is now the avatar has been fully birthed. The cosmic Christ has been fully ignited, awakened. I mean, the blueprint has already awakened, fully birthed at Easter. And we have been progressively igniting it. And there are huge Kundalini, extended Kundalini activations happening right now. Divine masculine, feminine. The divine unions are fully here now, fully at all layers and levels. And it's like any moment now, it will be just like, oh, there you are. No more fear, no more doubts, no more worries, no more insecurities, nothing. You're just there, right there with your family, where you belong, on new earth right now, right here, with your beloveds. Your biggest dreams fulfilled. Tune inside, don't look out. Like I've had, like it was my birthday the other day, like on Friday, and it's like the middle of July, and it's like literally, as I would say here in Ireland, lashing with rain. Very wet. I did go out in the evening. I had to get myself some new shoes. Anyway, my legs have been very funny and hurting. But it's also, there's so much since the 777 activation, which I'm also going to throw into the Ascension Express container, is that was such a huge final clear up. And since ever then, like the crystalline core is fully igniting and you have all of these energies moving up through your feet and your legs. Like my legs and feet have been huge for me amongst, everything else. Especially the heart solar plexus, the sacral. Oh, which was funny. So, whenever you are in any shop anywhere, okay, like very far and few between, you find a crystal shop here in Ireland. Anyway, I'm in Dublin right now and I found one. And you always need to kind of just trust your sort of instincts when you pick anything up, really. It could be like, I don't know, a picture. It could be like a little symbol, like a little token. But if it's really activating, it means something. Like I had, for example, I mentioned before my Ankh. So I had this Ankh and I bought it in Wexford, which is like north of Dublin, Ireland. And it was made by Wexford Silver. He's a really good silver, whatever they call it. What are they? Smiths? So, no. Something Smiths? I can't get the name right now. Anyway. It's not a locksmith. Why am I thinking locksmith? But anyway. And this morning, so I've been wearing this for like 3 months. Probably 2-3 months. I can't remember. And this morning, both of the thing, the chain and the Ankh were missing. And I was like, what's happened? And I only realized because I found the Ankh in the middle of the sheet. And I knew it meant something because synchronicities are really like love letters from the universe. Because at Easter, when the Cosmic Christ blueprint was fully birthed, when I was also in Mallorca, and I knew that was a huge, like me tapping into the grids there. Because we're always led to the places we need to be, ultimately. Anyway, was that, where was I getting at? Oh, yeah. When I was there, and that happened, so on Easter, I had a Merkaba at the time on my necklace, and that fell off, but I couldn't put it back on. And then it was because the two Merkabas of the masculine and feminine were, combining. Because the 12 beyond Christ and Merkaba vehicle is not like a normal Merkaba. It's beyond that. So, and for me, it's two Merkabas, the normal Merkaba vehicle mixing together as one. And they're like basically opening up all 12 stargates. And the 13th stargate is really your cosmic crystal heart, crystal rose heart, and the cosmic Christ seed atom, which is in your high heart. And that's really what ignites your whole monadic ignition and your whole, higher identities and you fully integrating your multidimensional selves. I mean, it's many layers to this. And it's the same as when we talk about multidimensional DNA activations. You keep clearing and activating the different layers and levels and, frequency bandwidths, which are basically your DNA, your different DNA strands. And it's not just, once, as we know, the same with any clearings and activations. You keep building up, you keep clearing out, you keep building up until it's all done, which cosmically it is together now. So anyway, so as you go around and you pick anything up, I once said, it's the same with like some kind of emergency essence. I want to, it's like anything. Sometimes like I find a supplement in the health shop and it's like, okay, this is what my body needs right now. So anyway, sometimes I have this with crystals. I love crystals. So this is like a bumblebee jasper, which is fun. So the bee, the same as the ants, are very much like it's like the new collective consciousness of the synergy that it represents in a way. So we're not thinking of like the new or the old, or what they're trying to, kind of the opposition to, the AI hive mind. It's kind of an organic version of this where you're like at one with the super consciousness field, whilst you still have your own sovereign mind. It's the both ends. It's really important to grasp, okay? But it's both, because once you know yourself as part of the oneness, all of your decisions, everything is working in harmony within the law of the oneness. Because everything is quantum entangled, because you understand once you go against the laws of the universe, the natural laws, you're ultimately going to create havoc. You create, that's anti-life. That's what the other, forces, opposition have created by going against the natural laws, which is, but again, we all have lived this as you do things that are tending towards self-sabotage or what's the other word? Just hurting yourself or others in any way, shape, or form. And we all do this ultimately to some layers and levels, but it actually doesn't happen the way some people think it does. It really doesn't. You know the truth in every now moment. You really need to right now let go of any preconceived ideas, judgments, opinions. They really separate you. Like once you are ascended, you are absolutely, you are eternal, impenetrable, invincible. It's like those South African tribes that like dance and tribal dance, get themselves to a really high frequency, and they really could, and they do like literally drink a liter of, I don't know, chlorine, and they're fine. It's all just energy, frequency, and vibration. Because those people who project all of this toxicity onto the reality through their judgments of what's toxic, and like just clearing your body of any toxicity, you need to stop projecting toxicity onto reality. That's the main thing. Once you're fully ascended, nothing can touch you. Absolutely fucking nothing. That's where you need to get to, where you understand nothing is more powerful than you are. That's you fully aligning with that consciousness. Ukunatina isanata. Nothing. No vaccine, no fluoridated water, no toxic cream, nothing. No entity, no demon, no devil. It's all just a dream. Ukunatina tena isunata aikarata. Shunaya tenate eru kunata. So really, seriously, just let it all go. Stop projecting. And let God's source show you the way. Also on Monday for the call, which I'm going to post the details to later, which will be all about facing your true north, will be at new moon time on Monday. Like, I don't give too much attention to moons and all of that stuff, but like, whenever I'm shown to tap into these energies, I just do. I literally feel very neutral about all of this. So it doesn't matter whether you have 4 moons, against moons, it doesn't really freaking matter. What you need to remember is that a lot of people are tuning into these energies, and you can tune into the field and use these very potent energies always to your advantage. Doesn't matter like whether you think, the Cabal or any like kind of dark members of the collective are planning any kind of rituals. You need to hijack the field. You need to like reverse everything. You need to take the power away. You need to get to a point where it doesn't matter what anyone is doing in your reality or any other dimension, layers, and levels. Once you are at one with pure, true, divine God source consciousness, you are at one with ultimate power, which is where we are at now, where the dream fully dissolves. All of these assholes, psychopaths, they're just part of the dream. Dissolve them. You need to let go of the dream. You need to let go of the drama. You need to let go of the trauma bonding right now. Doesn't matter how much you love anyone. You can't enable anymore. You can't let anyone suck off your energy. You can't let anyone use your power in order to create reality for you. Usuna tena se ekara, tena ta aidu, sha'ainata. Now cosmic dragons fucking rise. Because we have to. Because there's no fucking ETs coming down until you fully activated them from deep inside of your heart. Sanata. Enatukuro. Shinata ainata. Like seriously, this is all about being pure, true God source consciousness embodied, which is true divine love, which is truth, where you fear nothing anymore. It doesn't mean that you don't fear anything as such, but you feel the fear and do it anyway. And we are the ones we have been waiting for. You're your own hero. You're your own savior. No one is coming to save you but you. Whilst we're also doing this together. It's the same, like you really need to know who to open up to, who to be vulnerable towards, and who to not open up to and not run back into the arms to. Because they're just going to use it against you. They use your codes, they use your power, as you give your freaking power away all the time. Stop it right fucking now. Usunata ainatarate. Shanata. You're the only one who can do this for your own reality. You make the pigs fly. Now. Asanata. So it's really serious as well as it's a fucking laugh, because it's all just a dream. But you need to awaken from it now as you let go of all the freaking nonsense attachments that are not real. They're based in separation. They're based in fear. They're not real. Sata ainata. Yena sehe. Kushwana. Like seriously, know what's real right now and what isn't. It just comes through me, okay? This is non-personal to anyone, anything. I'm just like a freaking clown here and just let it flow from me. And that's where you need to be. Be the happy fool. You need to be the happy fool in this. You really have to. You never have been born. You never died. There's not even a rebirth of the Christ, ultimately. It has always been here. This is all bullshit. This is all non-real. I have so many notes, but I think this is literally it. Oh, the Jasper. I want to talk about the Jasper. I don't know why, the Bumblebee Jasper. I was looking at it, it's like, oh, cute. Because you don't really get good crystals here, usually. Anyway, so I'm just going to talk about it because it's an activation within itself. Don't always need to be serious. Okay, so tomorrow just have fun, whatever you're doing. Tune in multidimensionally at 5:55 UK time if you want to, PM time. Into us just sitting around the campfire, or us just like literally, I love having a picnic. Like usually for my birthday, my main thing would be, my main wish, like my perfect day is a picnic. And a beautiful summer's day, obviously with nice people, beautiful people would be great. This year my birthday has been a little bit depressing, but anyway. It was lashing rain. There wasn't really anyone around. I had dinner on my own, which was kind of nice. But still, it was like, I could really feel like missing my beloved and my soul family. And my daughter was doing her own stuff. And anyway, So whilst I'm usually like, I'm really good on my own and I don't care about birthdays, but they're always an initiation. And then we did the activation the day before, there was a lot of clearing. And it's many things. And I think we always, any one of us at any point in time, we've had, whether it's a birthday or Christmas or any kind of holiday where we feel like, someone who's died, their birthday or the day they died, or some anniversary where we feel just that loneliness. Whilst in that loneliness, we can also feel the all oneness. It's just really important to feel all of this. And I'm usually really good with being on my own. But anyway, I could really feel this, and I knew it was part of the clearing. This, we really want to be together now and just celebrate. Like, I literally really don't care about birthdays, but it's okay, we had enough time on our own now, and now we're like ready to play and have fun together. Because what is your true north? Your true north is really the people you love, isn't it? Like, home is where your heart is. Like, if you think you're eternal, there's never going to be just one home ever beyond source. Like, I've literally given up on this dream now. No way. We'll be doing a lot of traveling, that's sure. That's for sure. I see. But yeah, it's many things. Everything is completing right now. This is our family reunion happening ultimately inside of you, whichever way you want to tune in. Imagine this, bring this forth, just bring it forth. Okay, see your cosmic family all around you, your beloved, your soul family, the Agathans, the ancient ones, the dream weavers, dream keepers, dream walkers. See the elves, the fairies, the gnomes, leprechauns, unicorns, the angelics. See the Andromedans, the Lyrans, the Venusians, the Syrians, all around us right now. Fully awakening from the dream, the shortcut out of this nightmare. It's all just consciousness. Simplify. So, on the bumblebee Jasper, bumblebee Jasper. I love the bees. Anyway, the main things. So the spiritual healing properties. It removes energetic blocks and pulls us into spiritual alignment. It is a stone for clear sensing and reveals the purpose of our life and what we need to do in order to best live it. It shows us how our spiritual longings can be used to transform our day-to-day life in positive ways. Bumblebee, just Bumblebee. I love it. Like, I'm a big honey fan as well. Like, I take honey and everything. I mean, Bumblebee Jasper also helps us to embrace our full self, both our light and shadow sides. It teaches us that our full self is far more interesting and powerful than any limited concept of self could ever be. Bumblebee Jasper inspires spiritual abundance and an end to scarcity thinking. So it is. Because it's all bullshit. Like, you just need to go beyond money. Seriously, neutralize it. There's nothing evil about money ultimately. There's been a lot of fuckery with it, but ultimately it's just energy. You need to look after how you spend your energy, your time, and your focus. Really, ultimately, the rest will fall into place. Stop demonizing money. Give and take it freely. Let it flow. Don't try and hold on to it. It's the fear and attachment to money that's the issue here, right? And how we use it. If you give it with love. Give it freely, all right? It's just energy. And then it will eventually, right now especially, return back to you, one way or another. Because even in the future, like ancient future, like which is activating now, taking money out of the account, once you really fully transcend your attachment and your fears to it, it's like, whatever, little gold coins on top of your freaking multidimensional screen, okay, whatever you want to see this as. it's monopoly money. You need to really just let go of the importance of it. And you cannot, like, the main thing is really what has all of this been about is like, are you going to sacrifice your integrity? Are you going to jeopardize your, what's the word? You have to become incorruptible. You know, it's where you sometimes know, you're like, here, look, this. It's like, you know, like, this looks really great, but it maybe isn't. You know what I mean? And it's beyond, again, just money. It's, yeah, you just need to fill this shit out. So anyway, to go on. So it inspires spiritual abundance and an end to scarcity thinking, which is here freaking now, which means infinite abundance, which is also connected to just understanding why everything happened the way it did. The big picture, which is ultimate debt forgiveness, sets everyone free. It's you understanding people, why everything, you know, why everything had to happen the way it is. This is then you fully understanding it's all been a blessing ultimately, and you have co-created all of this. And every victimizer fully dissolves and disappears within this picture, within a dream field. Now, sku aina takara, tukudo ushkunata tayanati. Metaphysical properties, chakras, sacral and solar plexus, elements, fire, earth, and wind, numerology 8 and 9, zodiac, Cancer and Leo. Emotional and healing properties, bumblebee jasper as a happy stone of courage. It releases deep-seated fears with a laugh and helps us to see that the actual truth about ourselves and our situation is far more positive than we've been led to believe. Because all beliefs are ultimately imaginary, well, as well as, you know, when you're plugged into source, you know what's possible and what's not possible. It's not about imaginary thinking and being psychotic here, okay? There's a big difference of you being truly tuned into God source consciousness or being highly ungrounded and tuned into some, you know, because what can happen is when Kundalini type activations happen in your field, it can cause a lot of fragmentation. So it can blow your circuits. So if you're not doing the inner work, and sometimes psychotic drugs are actually called for in those moments to avoid spiritual hijack. But long term, they will cut you off from your own heart's and God's source intelligence. You know, they turn you into a zombie. So it's a both end. You need to know when to stop this shit. But short term, that can be kind of helpful. You know, like anything like to calm you down or whatever. Again, you need to know. You know, every person, body, situation is different and unique. That's why you always need to listen to your guidance. There's not one rule book, one answer, right, wrong, good, bad. Anyway, so it's really important when you have Kundalini, Kundalini awakenings, like when your spirit is coming really online, so it's multidimensional, you know, you are integrating, your higher self is coming in to do the inner work, because otherwise, yeah, you can come into fragmentation, you can get into these kind of more psychotic or, you know, whatever, psychological fallouts and disassociation of the true self. Because also the problem is, as that happens and you often then have contact with the psychological psychiatric system, it's not equipped, obviously, for spiritual awakening. You should be in a culture where you are being valued as a shaman, you know, because again, we're all multidimensional. This is your multidimensional self-awakening, but without the right kind of support and understanding around you, you're being basically projected upon and gaslit that you're the crazy person, whilst it's the other way around. So we're getting to the upside down being corrected, where again we had to integrate our multidimensional self, because how I woke up in 2011, like January 2011, very rapid multidimensional integration walk-in type experience. it definitely took me off like, woo. I was very ungrounded. I cried a lot. I was also really stressed out from work. It was coupled with a burnout from work. And yeah, and you just don't have the support. You don't know where to turn to. And a lot is coming in. You feel very ungrounded. I slept not much at all. I was just really powered up by source. Couldn't eat much at all. I was just like, "Ooh." And I can't remember much of that time though. Like I remember like bits and pieces, like the overall theme, but I know I went off like, wee. And I didn't end up in a psychiatric hospital, but only for 2 weeks because also I lost my papers, things happened. And in that meantime, I actually tuned myself into mindfulness and self-healing. So by the time I got into kind of a hospital, it was already kind of better. And I just stayed there for kind of 2 weeks, part-time sort of thing. Anyway, and I also did a lot of with supplements, which I already had been prescribed, like things like niacin are really good, B vitamins, obviously for your nerves. I mean, a lot of this is all about, we are all traumatized. We all have PTSD. I call it spiritual PTSD, and it's the nervous system healing, which is also connected to the grids. Okay? And whatever takes you on your journey to get there, don't fucking judge yourself. You only know what's right for you. All right? From one moment to the next. And you just don't just try not to be attached to anything. Whatever happens will always be for your highest good. And as you lose the resistance to whatever is unfolding, it gets so much easier. And again, it's never like about, one of the most amazing things I remember like as a child, it's kind of an epiphany. I can't remember how old I was. No idea. It was like this whole, like, wow, you're never going to know everything. It's like, that is the amazing part. You don't want to be omniscience. Like, although it's one of my kind of gifts, but it's like, yeah, okay, you have like a huge overview and you understand something at the highest level, but you're never done. You never, like the more you know that you don't know that much at all. Oh, fuck off. And that's the magic of the journey. You're supposed to be the fool. You're supposed to be jumping all in. Because the fear is imaginary, the dream is imaginary. You're supposed to be the master of the dream. And like the dream field is ours right fucking now. Seriously, take it all the way back. Take it back. Every piece of you. Because also what was a big part of the activation from the 13th, the call, was us clearing through also the 12th Stargate in Montsegur and connected to the scene lines, the grey lines, the Cathars, the original tribes, of clearing out any remaining soul fragments, any souls fragments, pieces of the consciousness stuck throughout the dimension layers and levels, and return them back to source, which is part of the kind of walk out and then also walk in process, because as you release all those who are stuck, because we're here also for soul retrieval. That's what a lot of us do in dream time. Like many of you might not know that that's what you're doing. Like I'm not that aware of a lot of things I'm doing, believe me. I appear to a lot of people and I don't have recollections of this. Like always check that it's me, but I know I work with a lot of people multidimensionally. Like I'm almighty busy. So whether it's in dream time or wake time or voice or whatever. So anyway, on a screen, that's next level. But ultimately, everything is us, okay? And we're all now communicating throughout the Crystal Heart Network and the Emerald Heart Network, which is the new organic Wi-Fi. Forget fucking AI. It's going all the way down. Like, it's doing funny things for me. I was trying to make an additional, like an old activation available to the group container, like to the Ascension Express, and again on my website, or like on the Ko-fi website I have, because I'd kind of taken it off, but then someone with my group container was saying, I love that activation, it's really helping me. And I was like, okay, I should bring this back up and then give it as a bonus. Anyway, I couldn't do it. WeTransfer is not playing along. I tried a few times. And in general, artificial intelligence, I mean, with me, generally, I need to have a lot of patience with that. If I get too tense, I cannot go near it. So I'm going to try it again. It's the Emerald and Divine Union activation. And it's funny anyway. It's beyond, because the thing is also, everything we speak about, everything we share, you know, you do need to keep up with everything and listen to everything. It's like it's in the field. It's in the field. Everything I work with and on, and, you know, the activations, group calls, everything we do is really on behalf of all. Like, I'm not kidding. That's a huge, huge, huge thing. Okay, it doesn't matter how you think or feel about me, what I do, if you believe what I'm saying or not. We're doing this all as one. And the thing is, yeah, you can't get this wrong, but yeah, your individual self, you can fail your soul missions in this lifetime. You can. But as the oneness, nobody fails ever. It's imaginary. The same as death. You get me? It's a both end. So you need to take this really seriously. That's why I'm sharing all I do, to really help us all get, I mean, we're home, but for everybody to wake up from this dream. As many as you can get in, all right? Because as one suffers, all of us suffer to some degree. Like, for me, seriously, it's all about just stop the fucking suffering. And we need to be the diamond avatars, the cosmic dragons right now, and evict the fucking invaders. I'm not fucking kidding you. It doesn't matter which layer level of reality they exist upon on in your screen. Evict them right now. Usunatea shikanata. This is so much more important than you just thinking like saying no to someone and cutting them off than what you think it is. It's you repairing, you correcting what has gone wrong. You aligning with the right people, places, things, groups right now is absolutely key. Because we have been conquered and divided by negative alien agendas. There is so much distortions out there. I mean, I've been talking about this for a while. And it's happening on all layers and levels of spirituality and religion and versions of reality. Ultimately, you need to be, when you are in your true self, which is all of this really about, you can read other people. Truly. You know when someone is lying to you, manipulating you, trying to gaslight, blah, 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 all of this bullshit we've been through. And then you take all of your fucking power back on all layers and levels and shapes and ways and forms, because it's the only fucking way to ascend, quite frankly. Look back on my other videos, listen to my activations, they're super extra powerful. Don't overload yourself either, because they're really powerful. But literally, there's nothing left to clear now. Like this clearing after this last massive activation on the 13th was relatively easy peasy. I had some tears, but it was very gentle. Because the suffering is part of the illusion. It's part of us being in separation. It's not truth. It's not us being in truth. So remember the truth. As you remember the truth, you become invincible and impenetrable. And the thing is also that you literally had to have your heart breaking wide open in order for it to fully heal and you becoming invincible and impenetrable. Because as we were in the Mauryan, Paradisian times, again, we were too naive. We had to learn the lessons. That's what makes us invincible. You know, it's like a child. You know, but then it's like, ultimately, it's, you need to learn from your experiences. You need to feel your way through this experience, all of it. Your heart knows the way. You need to feel your way through it, as well as not being, not like the feeling as in, please walk all over me, or, I'm sure they don't mean it that way. You know, like from that kind of like blind-heartedness. No, you seeing through the eyes and heart of God is you having crystal clear vision, is seeing people for who they truly are when they're lying, when they're cheating, when they're gaslighting, when they're manipulating, as well as not hating on them, not fighting them, not judging them. You still love them, but you won't let them do the bullshit. You have to stop enabling. You have to stop allowing the bullshit, your own and those of the others. That's how you fully heal your reality. That's how you heal your field, the cosmic Christ, the blueprint. It's done, fully completing in this moment right now through the divine union of the original twin flames, tribes, founder races, gray lines, cosmic dragons, magic gray queens and kings. Fully reunite right freaking now. Remember who you are, who everyone else is, and what really truly has happened. Freeing, liberating, freeing all. Ukuna isana tekera isuna shakara ta 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 ainata. Sunayenate. I'm going to leave a couple of songs also later on. It's like one is called Blessed We Are. I found that really so activating a few years ago. I listened to that. It's so packed full of quotes. It's beautiful. So keep activating your multidimensional DNA, your plasma rainbow light body, your Merkaba vehicle, your Christ and Merkaba vehicle, your androgynous self, at one with all. The crystalline activations, it's full on. Okay. I don't know if I read this, but about a bumblebee jasper, again, because the words, as I read them, they are activating this in your field. That's my gift. Bumblebee jasper is a happy stone of courage. It releases deep-seated fears with a laugh. I did read that, and helps us to see that the actual truth about ourselves in our situation is far more positive than we have been led to believe. It encourages us to enjoy our life more and to surround ourselves with sweetness and beauty. It inspires us to be more self-reliant, self-confident, whilst also being generous with our love and attention. It's a both end. It helps us to stop worrying about how other people view us and instead concentrate on being our highest self. All else comes from here. That's when your true soul family will come to you. Right now, you will see who's really behind you, who is truthful and who's not. And it's really important also to show our soul family right now that we're here to support each other. Energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We need to really bring this into the physical right now. Again, put our money, aka energy, aka time, where our mouth is. It urges us to strike the word impossible from our vocabulary, my favorite. It stimulates our infinitely clever mind and makes problem solving an interesting challenge rather than a dreadful task. So it's not a challenge or rather a problem, it's a challenge. Because us avatars already ascended like a challenge. We don't want to be bored. It helps us to pay more attention to details and to think outside of the box about what those details can potentially mean. It helps us to ignore distracting thoughts, emotions, especially fear or failure. It helps us to take the initiative and help more empowered and become more empowered in every area of our life. Rather than waiting for an opportunity to come knocking, Bumblebee Jasper encourages us to actively seek out new adventures. It's definitely freaking adventure, travel time, breaking all out of the cocoon time, out of the cave. Let's make it so. It promises us that we are perfectly capable of making good choices and living a vibrant and satisfying life. Now, let's live life to the fullest. There is more, but I'll leave it at that. So, Bumblebee Jasper today is, and it really is, it's so beautiful, this one. It's so cute. And I saw tiny little tumblers, like tiny little cubes. Anyway. So it really helps us to now be fully focused on all the quick changes that are happening and are ahead, whilst we're having fun with it. Now you need to jump all in. Everything that we have learned so far is bringing us to this now moment. This is serious as well as it's a fucking dream, okay? You need to take this less literal, less serious, and know you are in a simulation. This really frees you. This really, like, it's a detachment that's the key. You need to create, let go. Create, let go. You need to be okay with your whole reality being rubbed, like kind of taken from underneath your feet in any now moment, as well as your biggest, wildest dreams arising in front of you. Total non-attachment. Total. I mean this, it's really important. Source says it's really, 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 really important, okay? Total non-attachment to any outcome. This is what really frees you and liberates you. Because you understand that no matter what happens, it's all a co-creation, and that's what needs to happen. That's when we get to have fun. That's when we lose the tension. The child needs to come out to play. It's what gains the access to the gates of heaven. You can't be. And believe me, I know all about being very serious about this, obviously. But actually the Irish in me, it's like the, you know, the dark humor. Like I can laugh about anything. Like especially about yourself, you need to laugh about anything. The black dark humor actually gets you through this. It's sacred medicine. You need to like you do like if you do ascension really on behalf of all here, those who are all in, okay. You are looking at the abyss. You have to become one with it, laugh at it, and rise out of it again. As you dissolve it, as the ashes of the past that it was. It's, you know, you need to look at the insanity of it all, kind of get it from a big picture view, which is beyond words, it's beyond compartmentalization. Anything you ever thought is right or wrong or good or bad. It's divine perfection. Only your heart truly understands this. You have to feel this. You have to feel your way through all of this. The connection, the at oneness with your heart's intelligence is everything. Your mind follows. Like your heart doesn't own your mind any explanation whatsoever. I talk about things, I do things all the time that it's like, okay, let's do this. I have no fucking idea. Like as I walk the path and make it up. And like it's not me making anything up, I just empty myself and it just flows in and through me, into me, through me. There is no doer left as such, as well as, you know, I sometimes drag myself along with it. It's so fun. But you get me. It's like as you fully let go of your ego self, you're there, really, just full fucking surrender. Everything. Your heart knows the way. Back to the true light, back to true love, not the fake shit. It doesn't matter whether you call it a simulation, false, whatever. It is always a projection from within one consciousness, like especially now. It's all one. And you are the creator, the co-creator of your own reality. No one has more power than you have. No one. You fully merge right now with the super consciousness field. That is all that is. From this place, all is possible. As you fully surrender to the divine, to source, all of your false separated ego self, you're being fulfilled with divine guidance, the Holy Spirit. And then it's just a full happening. And that's where you fully let go of all karmic storylines, because you understand it's one big happening. As well as, you're here, the more consciousness you regain, the more mindfulness the more responsibility you carry, but also the more power you are being given. You have to earn it. Like, sure, we have seen what kind of earning kind of black magical power looks like. But what we are accessing is way beyond that. It's ultimate power. But you're at one with divine will. It's not you doing anything. You're just a channel. You're just as well as, you have your own autonomy. But it's where you're really being given, because you prove yourself that you're doing things in alignment with divine will, that you're being given more and more of your power, more and more of your gifts. Again, the more accountability and responsibility you claim back, which is your power, you claim your power. You're given power. Just keep realigning with your true self, which is you feeling your way through all of this crazy roller coaster ride of ascension. Ultimately, you're the only one who knows. You need to be your own highest authority, no matter what anyone else says. God is your only authority, your only highest authority. That's the key. So no matter whether it's your twin flame, whether it's your mother, whether it's your sister, whether it's your child, whether it's your partner, anyone saying anything to you, you know your own truth in every now moment, and you don't let anyone take you off path of that truth. Asunakera esakara eshunata. Because we all need to be the leaders here to lead everybody back to their own leadership. That's us all being reconnected to source. Just imagine you would be the only one who knows all the answers. Everybody would come to me for all of the, what about this? What about this? And then I would need to answer all of these questions. Oh my goodness. It's all about reconnecting each one of us to that inner knowing that you know in every now moment what is the right choice, the highest path to take. And with all of the mind control, all of this fuckery and interference we got now, because of this, we can dream all new free worlds, heaven and earth, fully into tangible, physical reality, which is going to be a lot more dreamlike than this heavy fucking density we've been in. Because the other thing is about the pole shift, and I really see it as the soul pole shift, magnetic field shift, and we're almost done now. Completing is very much connected to the 17th, the activation about aligning with our true north. That's what I'm getting. It's connected to everything. Everything is interconnected. All of the activations up to, the 8-8, everything. It's quantum. And I'm not going to list everything because it's in the field. It's beyond words. It really is. And it's already done. So it's very much about a divine masculine feminine union, bringing us all home, the cosmic reunion, and being there right now, right here, ultimately. And it's happening inside of you. As you I don't think I finished this earlier. So with what I've been talking about, kind of slightly raising my prices of the activations and calls and creating the group container and whatever, that's kind of like, so first of all, my feminine is saying, wait, I can't throw all of my wisdom, my healing, abundance, all of my energy out to everyone, and just hoping for someone to get it and give it back to me. And there have always been enough. And again, thank you for so much for everyone who at any point has given anything, little or big, in a donation or liking, sharing, subscribing to me, sending me love and good energy my way. Really, thank you so much. But you get me. It's been both. We also been scraping by and kind of just surviving in a way. And we know we are worth so much more. It's the both end. So again, it's happening, and I could see I need to pull all the way my energy back in many ways, different shapes and forms and ways, layers, of dimensions, because everything I do here affects everyone. Again, I'm speaking from the oneness. Everything you do, because I can see it happening everywhere. Everybody can see, those people I've been giving to all the time, they don't really at the moment, they're not going to support me back. They don't really appreciate me. That's how you learn your lessons. But you don't need to be angry with them. You're allowed it. That kind of thing. As well as understanding that that was all part of the game. It was absolutely perfect. We had to kind of throw our energy all the way out and help and heal and clear everyone, to get this all done. It's a both end. But once we're done, which we're now, it's like, okay, now everybody, have your responsibility back. Yay! We all got sovereign free. So we're no longer trying to fix anyone. And they're no longer wanting us to, well, they do still, but we're no longer playing the game. You see me? Because they want us to fix them without them having to do anything. Can't work like this, ever. It's the same as anyone taking part in my calls, activations, groups, doesn't matter. If you don't do your part, it's never going to help you, I mean, I think this goes without saying at this point. So it's the both ends. We're doing this all as one, as well as everybody need to take their final quantum leap right now. Like, again, I believe everybody has already made their decision. This is all already done, as well as the human is still playing it out. So let's see what happens. And you just need to be fully freaking detached, because from any outcome, just knowing that it's happening now, and we are fully ascending literally right now. But it's like, how is this happening? Yeah, anything specific, just let fully go of it right now. Like, be the child at Christmas, knowing it's here now, the Kryst Mass, our birthdays, rebirthdays, solar returns, the solar logos fully returned, our divine blueprints, source codes of creation fully returned. This is beyond words. Amazing wordplay. But you need to remember, you are playing here. So that's how you lose your fear of anything you still think you want to really do and are, for some reason, afraid of doing. It doesn't matter. You need to be okay with not getting it right, failing, so to say, because there is no ultimate failure. Everything is an experience. It's don't be afraid of living. Be afraid of not fucking trying. That's the only thing you're ever going to really regret in the end of the day of your life, of all lifetimes right now. This is the time where you need to make the right decisions, because this is like invasion timelines, like kind of, bleed throughs of, are you getting this right now? Are you going to fall for the manipulation and the lies? Are you going to fall for the wrong people, places, things, groups, activations, meditations? Are you going to align with your true self, or falling down with the ship of the ego self? It's still illusionary, because again, nobody can die. Everything's just being transformed here, but you get me. It's both ends. Because your individual identity also would like to ascend here. It's the both end. So join me if you want to on the 17th call or any of the following. Although I haven't pounded them down yet, because they're really quantum and already happening now. And there's just so much I can do in any one moment in time. And I always focus on getting good by first. But anyway, so there's a call on the 17th. I will post this later or tomorrow, the details. And then tomorrow we have a bonus kind of family gathering call by today on the 16th. Sorry for confusing anyone. On the 16th for the Ascension Express or the Ascene Group Line Container members. But for anyone else, just please tune in multidimensionally, because again, this is just space holding for what we're doing. It's like literally see yourself around the campfire, roasting marshmallows, having a potluck. Oh yeah, what I wanted to say, I usually love doing I love picnics at my birthday, sunshine picnics, and what was it here? Just rain, rain, rain. So yeah, I don't know what the weather will be tomorrow, because it has been more rain since then. But otherwise, I will just probably be dancing around this place or something like that. So it doesn't matter what you do, tune in at some point, and always now with the celebration, because it's truly here. Okay, call in your cosmic family, call in your beloveds. It's literally like, again, I can feel my beloved already here, and it's like, and it won't be any more fear, no more doubts, no more worries. It's just like, oh, okay, there you are, like the most natural thing. We will just be on the earth, and we have awoken from this crazy nightmare. I should have taken that light off earlier. I don't know. Anyway, 1, 2, 3. Take off. So remember who you are, okay? switch it all around, all the suffering, once you have transcended the traumas and fears, because that's also what makes you vulnerable to negative attacks. Once you have cleared them, healed them, your vulnerability is your, like, once you've healed your heart, it's like, you know, it's like me. I'm openly vulnerable. I don't care. And like you can't hit me with this stuff ultimately. I've had it all before, and I'm confident of my insecurities, so to say, or of my vulnerabilities. They give me my strength. It's the same as like sensitivity is not a weakness, it's a strength, it's your superpower. It's like as deep as you can go, the higher you can rise. Again, nothing exists without the opposite. It's just you alchemize everything back with love. Okay, that's how we're doing this here, and we have done. So again, join us for the next quantum leap into ever higher levels of consciousness and multidimensional soul expansion on the 17th with the Express group. Dreams do come true for those who believe, right? Fudging now, but you need to claim them. You need to keep calling forth the miracles. You need to be the miracle. Okay? Be the miracle. The timer of time is freaking now. Make it so. So let's keep lighting the shit all the way up until it's fucking done, and we're there roasting those marshmallows and having that potluck, which is tomorrow. 5252, 1616, 77. It's all done. I see you there. So much love. No, here. Okay, one more. It's safest to be alone and one with self right now. You need to just know who to try. You like, that's the thing, okay? It's important. The whole point of the opposition of divide and conquer is to shut your heart down, so you don't believe and trust anyone anymore. Don't let that happen. Don't let your heart close down, ever. You just need to know who to open it up towards. Yeah, you don't want to make the same freaking mistakes. Okay, but ultimately, really, when you don't lose your connection to source, nobody can really hurt and break your heart, and nothing. Like true, when you're in true divine love with self, you're invincible and impenetrable, because it doesn't matter what anyone does, says, doesn't do, doesn't like thinks about you. It has no ultimate effect on you. It's all just a projection of themselves. It really is. It has nothing to do with you. That's the whole thing. Don't take anything personal. None of this is like, this is not about a person. It's not about people. That's your separate self. But the aloneness will lead you to the all oneness, because there's only one of us here. So once you're totally in those states of at oneness, you actually feel yourself, okay, fuck, there's only one of us here. It's a little bit boring. And you're like, okay, let's multiply, which we did. And then we went through all of these different experiences to come back to this. Okay, now let's try this out. Let's be fully sovereign as well as within the oneness. And it's here now. Okay, it's a magic miracle recipe of the both ends, where we integrate the both. Okay, the fully sovereign free self as well as within the oneness, which heals all. It's just a natural remembering of your true essence and nature. It's the most natural thing ever. Ultimately, there's nothing to try for as such. All you really just need to do is just follow your intuition, follow your heart. One way or another, it's always going to leave you home. Although it might be in, medium terms quite excruciating and painful, but we're getting here all as one. And again, once you take time, space, and separation out of it, you can see it. And also the magnetic pole and field shift I see for the 17th, more symbolically completing, is again, it's connected to the twin flames, the divine masculine, feminine, divine reunions for the completing, as well as, what was I getting at? I had something in my mind. What was it? Like the energies are going to skyrocket. Oh yeah. So the false magnetic field and ozone layer also haven't been able to fully go down yet before the morphogenetic field of the cosmic Kryst is fully rebuilt, which is now. So you need to have the shield, the collective or cosmic Kryst shield, however you want to call it, planetary shield field, the organic one, fully functioning, fully reassembled, which is our blueprints, fully ignited, before you can take the old false magnetic field off. You know, it's like switching off the old screen and switching on a new screen. Otherwise, like in the middle, there would be nothing. Although it's happening also incrementally, because again, time is like absolutely an illusion. The same as for years we've been clearing out and anchoring, clearing out, anchoring. I mean, this is all this is ultimately. It's like clearing all the shit, anchoring more and more light, higher frequency, higher levels of love and truth. You get me? Continuously so until it's all done, which is not. So all about balance, cosmic balance, like that name and word. Thanks for joining. So it's all within the oneness, which is also the polarity. So it's the new anti-matter universe, the new divine organic creatrix field, which is matter and antimatter unified as one, where all exists within the one field. There's no more division, there's no more separation, as well as all exists within its own unique divine emanation of source embodiment. So thank you. There's so much more to say, but I'm going to stop it here. It's already long enough. So thank you so much for anyone tuning in. Everyone doing your work. Just keep seeing yourself in columns of light, diamond white, platinum light, rainbow plasma light. And anchor it all the way into the core of the crystalline core of the earth, into the grids, into your sacred sites on the earth, into your crystalline heart. Let it burst wide open. It's time. It's a supernova of the heart event. It's ultimately you opening up to the true divine love, your true self, as you are, as all is, embracing it all, seeing all through the eyes and heart of God, and one with everything, and one with ultimate power, taking over and back the dream field right now. Be the master of the dream. Thank you. Thank you for all your support, taking part in my calls, all of that stuff, being here now, and keep spreading the love, spreading the truth, spreading the light. Anchor it. All right, let's light it all the way up. So much love. Thank you.